Stay tuned and let's take a look at this brand new Marvel Legends Eternals exclusive, Thena. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply, show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at this brand new Marvel Legends exclusive Eternals Thena. Now, I believe in the US, this is a Target exclusive. Again, the advantage of being in the UK, there are no Targets, so no exclusives. This is readily available right now. I got mine from INDEMAND Toys. I will put the link in the description. You can go and get yours right now, along with the whole wave, including both exclusives, as I have already reviewed Ajax. So go and check out that review on the channel right now. Check out the videos tab and the Eternals playlist, because yeah, hopefully I'll have all of these very soon, but I'm happy to kick it off with these two exclusives. This is, of course, Angelina Jolie stepping into the MCU as an Eternal, and I love that she has all of these weapons in the box as well. So again, no Build-A-Figure piece, and probably the right choice because that gives them more room for more weapons. So no alternative head, but the likeness looks pretty good from the box. She does get a set of interchangeable hands, so I'm assuming she can hold all of these weapons. We're getting that gold and orange Eternals packaging, that logo there. Spin it around to get in the promo image, that E for Eternals. On the back of the box, that same promo image. No Build-A-Figure wave association, but we do get a little write-up, a bio that reads: a fierce warrior, Thena has the ability to use cosmic energy to form any handheld weapon she can think of. So as I said, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Angelina in action in the MCU, and it's nice to have the figure ready. So let's get her open. So here we have Thena out of the packaging with all of her accessories on the table, and I've obviously switched out to the black background so we can show this figure off a little bit more, because just like Ajax, she has this nice metallic sort of flair to the character design, and I do think when the light hits it right, it's going to stand out on the display, because Thena here has a more of a cream and sort of gold, like a very subtle gold sort of design, but she has these uniquely sculpted Sentinel inspired patterns on her uniform as well, which is very nice. She's got a very pale skin tone, blonde hair, and she even has like this sort of little hairband on the head. But I do think the likeness is really nice and definitely looks like Angelina. I will throw up some side by sides as we go through. She has 4 unique weapons. All 4 of these are completely unique. Now, the box does tell us that Thena can sort of manifest using cosmic energy any handheld weapon she can think of. So I would gladly sort of sacrifice a Build-A-Figure piece to get more weapons. And she also comes with a set of interchangeable hands, I'm assuming, to hold all of these unique weapons. So far so good, but let's take a closer look. So as always, we start up top and check out the face sculpt. Now I think this is really nice. I definitely see Angelina in there. My lights are shining on it just a little bit, and she is very pale, but if I throw up a side by side, hopefully there's a nice image out there where we can sort of see the resemblance. We've not seen much of her, just a few little glimpses in the trailer, but I am very curious to see Angelina's debut in the MCU. As I said, she's sort of got like this tiara piece on the head as well. She's got a very subtle pink lips, and then it seems like a little bit of blush as well. There's definitely a bit of red to her cheeks, and that shows off against that pale skin, but definitely looks like Angelina with the blonde hair. The hair sculpt is very unique and nice as well, as we look all the way around. Definitely a few different colours in here, whether it's wash or dry brushing, but it's definitely not all just one plastic mould. There is a few different colours in there, but as I said, uniquely sculpted, looking very nice. Spin it around here, it sort of flicks off the shoulder a little bit. Spin it round onto the front. I like how it comes around and sort of sits over the chest. But yeah, nice subtle pink lips. There's that sort of tiara piece on the head, which is obviously sculpted in there, which is a nice touch. So it makes such a difference. If that was painted, it would have looked very cheap, but this looks nice. So yeah, very happy with this face sculpt. No interchangeable head or anything for Thena, but I'm fine with that. Now, if I move her hair out the way for a second to give you a better look at those celestial inspired patterns that you see sculpted on her chest, which are a very nice touch. But her armor in general is very nice. If we zoom back out to take a look at the figure, you can see she's got this sort of cream underlayer, this sort of pearly color against this sort of white gold. I guess that's the best way to explain it. And that is very nice. So you see the bout, which of course is a separate piece. And if I lift that up, you can see that sort of nodule where the bout will sort of not clip in place, but it will sit there nicely and hug the hips. But her armor is very nice. So obviously the top torso piece is all armor with these sculpted lines on. And then if we move around to the shoulder, she's got some very nice shoulder armor, which is like in layers. So this top piece is attached to the upper torso, so it allows you to articulate the arm all the way up, and it sort of just folds into place, which is very nice. If you work your way down the arm as well, you get all this nicely sculpted armor, and even some sort of celestial writing maybe sculpted onto her arm. Maybe we'll get some context when we actually see the film. On her hand as well, you can see that armor continue onto these sort of gloves against. So this white gold against the pearl is very subtle, but it definitely works. Looks very nice. The same on this side as well. As I said, the bout piece has all these lines in it. If I spin around to the back, you can see down her spine, that armor continues, and then onto the skirt piece as well. You get these 3 layers, and then it just sort of goes to the material, which is nicely sort of swings off to one side. Same on the front as well. No issues there at all. Of course, obviously, that's soft enough. It moves out the way. It won't hinder articulation or anything like that. And I do want to mention articulation because the legs are beautiful and pinless, by the way. Like, these are very nice. But check this articulation on the knees. So if I move the knees, you get these big pointy out boots, and then like you just see the joints of the actual articulation, which is very odd. Like, I understand why they did it, because obviously when her legs are straight, you're going to see the boots are going to cover the knees, no issues at all. But if as soon as you start articulating her, and as I said, there is a double joint there, all you're seeing is this flat sort of knee joint, which we're not used to seeing on Marvel Legends. Again, I understand why they did it, because the boot cut is so unique, but it is pretty odd to see just literally the hinge there. But as I said, when the legs are straight, you just see the boots, and the boots are the same colour as her sort of outfit, where they're sort of cream. They're a little bit more glossier on the boots, I must admit, but still very nice. So we've got this glossy sort of cream on the boots, moving to that, and then you see it broken up with the gold, the white gold armor. I guess that's the best way to explain it. But yeah, this is very nice looking figure. As I said, all these Eternal figures are going to have unique patterns and designs on them. No reuse, which makes them all very special. And yeah, I like her colours. I like the subtle cream, pearl, and the white gold for her armour. Very much looking forward to seeing her in the movie. But let's check out her weapons. So before we look at her weapons, she's obviously going to need to hold them. So it is best to mention that in the package, she comes with a set of like open palm gesture in hand, which I always appreciate. And there's a nice range of articulation in here as well. So obviously I don't know all her full abilities yet, but you're going to be able to get her in some nice poses. But she does have a set of C-grip hands so she can hold her weapons. As it says on the packaging, her main ability is she can sort of, using cosmic energy, manifest any handheld weapon. She is basically a weapon expert. Thena warrior princess, if you will. I made that up, but you get what I'm talking about. So let's check out these weapons, all right? First weapon we have is this small sword / knife, and you can see it goes from gold all the way down to the black handle, and it has got some sculpted lines in here as well to sort of suggest they're created with cosmic energy, if you will. Now her hands, even though she has C-grips, they're not the best C-grips in the world. Like, it is a struggle to get her to hold the weapon. Like, I'm scared if I wobble it, it might fall out. But again, she has got options. So there's the small weapon, and as you can see, has the black handle and then goes down to this sort of unique sort of blade pattern. Second, we have this long sword, and she does hold this one a little bit easier as the handle is a little bit thinner and slides into the hands nicely. Now, there is limited articulation at the elbow, unfortunately, but you can still get her holding it with 2 hands. But if I tear that away, you can see she will hold it nicely as well, and it is pretty long. So let me zoom in a little bit and you can see what I'm talking about. So there we have the weapon, and again, it goes gold all the way from the tip, and then it sort of goes to the gradient black handle. Again, it's made from cosmic energy. But yeah, we have a dagger and we have a sword. Next up, we have this other sword, and this time it has more of a jagged pattern up here on the top of the blade, and it has got some nice sculpted details. So I'm not sure if this is meant to be like a swoosh effect for when she's swinging it, or it is just a jaggeded weapon. But you can see the cosmic energy gradient from gold all the way down to the black handle, and just like the longsword, she holds this one nicely, much easier as well. And I should mention as well that both of the hands have a hinge left and right rather than up and down, which is a shame because all her weapons are like daggers and swords and spears, so we sort of would have needed an up and down hinge rather than side by side, but we can make it work. The fourth weapon is this long spear. Now the handle is quite thick, so it's really hard to get her to hold it tight, to be fair. So I'm not sure if this is a spear or a staff, but she can hold it, obviously. You just have to squeeze out the hand, but it's a thick black handle, and it sort of goes to this gradient gold sort of crescent moon here at the top. So obviously if I just put it in her hand there, you can see how tall this actually is, because that's now touching the floor and it's taller than her. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can sort of see the crescent moon, a little bit of gold, a few little sort of, I don't know if it's like battle damage. It definitely looks like it's got a bit of a crack there, or maybe it's more of those cosmic energies. But yeah, she can use it as a staff to hold, or a weapon, a spear, a joust in battle. But the handle, as I said, I'm not too sure how well you can see it, but it's quite thick. But the hand will hold it, just not as tight as I would like. And again, if we had better articulation at the elbow and then an up and down hinge on the hand rather than side by side, I do think you'll be able to get some much better poses out of her, because it has so much potential with all these weapons, but she is going to be limited. Unfortunately, that's just the curse of female Marvel Legends. But just to look at, I cannot deny, this figure looks good. And as we move into articulation, I did want to show you she can hold two weapons, of course, in those hands, and you can get her into some nice poses with her articulation. So she's going to look very nice on display, depending on how you get her posed up. We just sort of need to see the film to sort of see her in battle so we can recreate it on our shelves in plastic. But the figure gives us options and she looks good. So let me just take the hands off her just for a second and show you the articulation on her. So as I said, the arms, the shoulders will go up to 90, single joint on the elbow, there's a swivel at the elbow, and also the arms, the shoulders will go all the way around as well. So that armor piece does not hinder that at all. No waist swivel as usual with Marvel Legends, even though it looks like it could be with this belt, but the belt's a separate piece, has a little nozzle to go in, and then all the movement is up here at that diaphragm. So there you get your waist swivel, and you do get moving back more than forward, but when you go back you do get the gaps at the front, but there's movement. Head is limited because of the hair, unfortunately, so no looking up, unfortunately, not so much down because there's still a lot of hair on the front, but you can get side to side if you're willing to like move the hair out the way and like lift it up on the shoulder, but yeah, not too much because of the sort of big hair, if you will. Moving down to the legs, she's got a swivel up there at the top of the thigh, as you would expect. The legs go out that much. They go forward pretty good. You can't complain with that. Back pretty good. This skirt piece is a little bit harder than like the Ajax one, for example, but it gets out the way easily, no problems at all. The knees, as I've already showed you, there is double joint, but it doesn't really work well. Like, I'm going to have to bring that down and round. So yeah, you can get it to work. But again, then you're going to be stuck with that sort of knee, which is weird. But obviously the big boots hide that, depending on how you get her posed up. She's got an ankle pivot, and then she's got little heels on, but she is hard to stand. Like, I'm glad she comes with that staff, because she may be using it to stand up on my display. Moving into some comparisons, here we have Thena compared to the only other Eternals figure I currently have, which is Ajax. There is a review on the channel right now, go and check that out. But look how good these look together, people. The sort of metallic shine that comes off them definitely makes them feel a little bit cosmic, and I do think when we get the whole wave and I add another 8 figures to this lineup, we're going to have 10 brand new characters to add to our MCU shelves, and under the lights it's going to glimmer, it's going to catch your eye, and I think if the film sort of lives up to our hopes, and obviously the MCU keep raising the bar, then people are going to be backtracking to pick up some of these figures, because yeah, these are looking very nice and they glimmer under the lights. I really like it. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see him on my black background, but in the middle I have added the Deviant Crow, who is a Marvel Legends Deluxe figure to accompany this whole Eternals lineup, as we need a bad guy for him to fight, and we have seen him in the trailer. He's actually holding up Thena, and you can see Thena's eyes all going whited out. Would have been nice to get an alternative head with that sort of look, but in the comics, Thena and Crow sort of had a bit of an affair. So is that what's going on in the trailer? I don't know. We're yet to see the film. Can't wait to see it. But so far, these figures are looking really good and just make me more excited to see it. Here we have Thena compared to a couple of other MCU females, and then we have Black Widow and Captain Marvel. So is Angelina Jolie taller than Scarlett Johansson and Brie Larson? I would assume so. I should have done this at the start. But in regards to scale, Thena is about just under 6.5 inches, which is about right. She scales very nicely with Ajax and Crow. So yeah, I think she's going to work out very nicely. Still very curious to see the whole lineup of the Eternals. Here we have Thena compared to a couple of males. On the left, we have her MCU Phase 4 counterpart in Shang-Chi, and then we have Iron Man Mark 85. As I'm still on a HasLab Sentinel high, here we have Thena compared to Bastion and the female Sentinel Prime. And as you can see, she's going to scale nice with our comic figures as well. But go and check out my unboxing and review of the HasLab Sentinel on the channel right now. And then last, but by no means least, here we have Thena compared to Worthy, Hal, Fire, Hank. So final thoughts as we have Thena spinning around on this rotating base. She is a very nice action figure. I do very much like that sort of pearl cream against the white gold armor. It's definitely going to stand out in a crowd of Eternals, and when it catches the light just right, the sort of metallic shine is going to catch your eye and is going to stand out in a display for sure. And it's Angelina Jolie, let's be honest. I think the likeness is very, very good. She's very pale, but so is Angelina, to be fair. The blonde hair is a lot of volume, but it has got a bit of sort of dirty blondness to it. There's definitely a bit of paint in there, and I love that she comes with weapons so you can mix up the display. I wish the hands gripped them a little bit better, but I'm still excited to see the movie, to see how she actually uses these weapons. As I said, she manifested these weapons from cosmic energy, so hopefully we will see her in battle in the movie and we get to understand what their relationship with Crow is all about. We shall see, but figures like this just make me more excited to see the movie. I love the MCU and I am very curious about the Eternals, but you let me know your hype levels for the Eternals in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to be getting these figures. I do think if you're interested, you should get them now and not sleep on them, because if people really love Eternals, they're going to be backtracking to get some of these figures, because I've only got 2, but they look great together. I can't wait to display them all in a line because they're definitely going to look even better. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you like Marvel Legends, go and check out the videos tab, all the reviews, tons more to come. But please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. You can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.